Holy...
I have just seen a ghost.
Is that somebody there?
No, I'm not going down there, no way.
Drop the camera.
Get up now before you die.
Hello, I'm Yvette Fielding, and this week I've brought my team to North Wales, to a place that is said to be so haunted, the owners have called us in to find out who or what is causing so much trouble. Welcome to Most Haunted and the Tivoli venue.
The Tivoli venue is situated in Buckley, North Wales. Originally a central hall which would have served the people of Buckley. The majority would have been employed in the pottery factories or coal mining industries from the 17th century onwards. In 1925, the cinema and music hall was built on top of the hall's demolished site. In 1945, the venue suffered from a fire that blazed throughout the top half of the building, leading to one fatality. The Tivoli venue has been a place that has entertained not just local people, but people from around the world. Famous bands have donned the stage, from the Beatles, the Rolling Stones to Coldplay, and a plethora of up-and-coming new artists. But the owners can't ignore the strange goings-on that have been occurring regularly anymore. Strange figures have been seen on the stairs with no logical explanation. The image of a hanged man has been witnessed by the staff on their security cameras. Doors bang, smoke is seen and smelt, and the poltergeist activity is violent.
A strange figure has been seen descending these stairs on numerous occasions. Now, it normally happens when the building has been locked up and everyone is accounted for. A frightening situation that beggars belief. This small room plays host to the ghost of a hanged man that was seen by staff on their security cameras. Well, as you can imagine, the owner rushed in here only to find the room completely empty. The image of the hanged man will remain with the staff for many years, but who was he? And why does his terrifying image still haunt this building? A fire occurred here in 1945 and rampaged through the top floor of this building. An alleged accident killed the projectionist in this very room, which has left a huge scar on the whole of the building. Since then, when people come into this room, some people have the feeling of being burnt, and often they see smoke. But my one question is, why couldn't the projectionist get out? And why did the door mysteriously jam? Tonight, we hope to find out.
To understand more about the building and the regular strange occurrences, manager Kirsty Openshaw explained the reasons for calling us in to help.
Not long after I first started, I was in reception speaking to one of the girls on the cloakroom, and just from the corner of my eye I saw an old gentleman walking down the stairs. So as I looked over to see who he was, there was actually nobody there. The owner had a glass thrown at him upstairs in the green room. He was up there on his own, just checking the place out. He walked behind the bar, then came back from behind the bar over to where the windows are, and the glass came from the bar and just missed him. And he looked around everywhere and there was nobody there, just him. Before I worked here, the manager had cashed up and was upstairs in the office. Everywhere had been locked up. The staff were inside the building having a drink, waiting for their food to be delivered. And in came the delivery driver. They asked how he'd got in, and apparently there was an old gentleman who had opened the door and let him in. And he described the man, and nobody knew who this man was. Before now, it was a couple of months ago, I was in the office, I was in the building on my own, and I heard whistling. To start off with, it just went over my head, didn't think anything of it, until actually I realised I was on my own. So I looked out the front, there was nobody about, nobody down at the side. I walked around the building, nobody in here. Went back in the office, and it was getting louder, and then it just faded away. And that went on for about half an hour. There are smells of smoke that you can smell if you walk into the projection room or into the theatre, and also you see smoke as well sometimes coming down the corridor. It has actually been seen by more than one person at different times.
The activities seem to be regular and violent, but what does demonologist Fred Batt make of it?
There is so much paranormal activity in this place. It's hard to know where to begin. But let's start at the most talked about thing that happened here, and that's the fire in the projection room in the 1940s, and somebody died there. And it's said that his spirit has never truly left. Tonight's going to be a great investigation. We've got 3 new people on board, we've got new equipment on board, and apart from anything else, this place is really haunted.
Now, a lot of ghost and paranormal groups use this. It's called a spirit box. It's very small. It used to be called Frank's box, and we introduced it on Most Haunted about 8 years ago. Obviously, it's a lot smaller now, and for people who don't know what it is, it's basically a radio transistor, and it scans the airwaves looking for words supposedly spoken by dead people or from the other side. I've had some quite good results with it. I don't know what I think about it really, but I decided that this is a little bit too small for us now. We want to go bigger and better, and that's exactly what we've done. So, joining the Most Haunted team, a new member of our family, one of the world's leading authorities on EVP. It's Eamon. Welcome to the family.
Thanks for having me.
This is amazing stuff. So we go from this to
that.
this.
Yeah, it's quite a lot of equipment, so we couldn't quite squeeze it into there.
And what do you think to these things?
I think there's been mixed results with them. I mean, personally, we tried to stay away from it because it's quite easy to debunk it. Basically, you're getting radio signals, so that is quite easy to debunk. So we decided to take a more scientific approach and ended up with this.
Tell us what this is, and in layman's terms, how does it work?
So basically, what we've got essentially is we've got a carrier frequency that goes in. That's a radio frequency, just white noise that goes into the machine. The antenna on top is capable of receiving scalar waves, and we believe on our research that spirits communicate using scalar waves. So that's something that's it's in its infancy of research, really. So that then goes into a motherboard that's installed into the machine. That's then processed. So anything that's captured, anything above the human hearing range, is then captured and converted back into the human hearing range. So if somebody wants to communicate with us here, that will be converted back through this machine. Then we have a set of synthesizers and different filters just to get that voice much clearer, an amplifier and so on. And then, yeah, it just comes out of the speakers.
Should we have a listen?
We can do. I mean,
See
we
what
might.
it sounds like?
We could have something coming through now. Let's see. So if anybody can come through, could you say hello? Okay, so that's coming through that right now.
Right.
And it's backed up by a white noise which is going through to it.
So as our What's that? It sounds like laughing. So as the investigation goes on, we'll keep this on all the time.
Yeah,
we'll keep
basically,
recording.
we'll just leave it in this hall, and we'll just keep coming in here. We're going to put a recorder here just to see what we capture through the night as well. Okay. So that should be pretty interesting.
That'll be really interesting. I'll say this is going to be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. And welcome to the team.
Yeah, thank you.
I love bringing new members onto the Most Haunted team, and the more sceptical, the better. I'm always eager to gauge their reactions during an investigation.
Another new member of the Most Haunted family is Glenn Hunt, broadcaster and skeptic this evening. You're here for the rest of the series to look at the logic logical side of everything, aren't you?
Yeah, I suppose from a viewer's point of view, it's easy to be removed from a situation when you're sat on the sofa at home shouting at the TV, oh, it's got to be some floorboards of it. Somebody from outside is throwing something and you can't see it. So I'm the lucky viewer, I suppose, inside the TV right now, just having a look at this and seeing, you know, can I be more objective whilst I'm actually on the location with you?
Well, we need that because you're quite right. A lot of people would jump to conclusions. I mean, we've already had something strange go on. We've had a mirror smash or something smashed, even though Carl and Stuart, they were away from it, they're on camera.
I've got bars coming up. Where did it come from?
Here. Hello?
Hello? See if anyone's down there. Is Greg down there?
No, he's really good.
Where does this take you?
Do you know, it's just an empty mire.
Crap.
Yeah.
Let's go and see if they heard anything then. Where did it come from? Was it here, do you think?
Definitely from up there, yeah.
Right, okay. Holy what? Don't.
It's interesting you brought that up because before, Carl and Stuart were actually down those stairs and they did work their way back up again, and it's quite possible, I'm not saying this is the case, but it's quite possible they might have dislodged something on the floor that was supporting the mirror, and then eventually the weight of it shifted slightly and down it came.
So what's the role of a skeptic?
I think the role of a skeptic is to keep that level head when everything around you is going off and people are putting 2 and 2 together and possibly making 5. And I suppose, you know, it's easy in a situation like this to jump to conclusions and assume something is of a paranormal issue. Well, I will say this, which I do find a little bit odd. We're in the top floor of the Tivoli now, which is only used for storage, but it's the top part of the theatre where there was a fire originally in 1945, and it's already quite an emotive place. You can see the destruction that went on. There's paint still hanging from the ceiling. It's never been decorated or fixed up since that moment, and that's why this part of the building is never generally used. And what I do find interesting is I was up here earlier and had a look around just to get a sense of the location. Went downstairs, we spent a couple of hours downstairs looking around, and then came back up here again with the staff. And what is very strange is we all could smell burning, the smell of smoke, very strong smell, not like cigarette smoke, but proper fire smoke. And the staff were picking up on this as well, and I asked them about whether they've smelt that before, and they said as many times as they've been up here before, they've never smelt it ever.
Now that's interesting.
That is interesting. I can't work out where it's coming from, if it is coming from the remnants here.
Would you still smell that smell, the smoky smell from 1945? Does it always cling to the building?
That's my point. It wasn't here before. None of us could smell it before, but it's here now. I find that odd.
I think we're going to have one heck of an evening. Of course, you can probably hear just below the EVP. You know, Eamon's doing his stuff. It's very exciting for us. What do you make to all of that equipment, the EVP?
It is very interesting. I noticed there were microphones on the side of the platform that he's got all the gear on. That is for you might see the old-fashioned analog tape machines. That is for recording sound because digitally there's all kinds of filters, but Eamon likes to use old-fashioned analog input to record sounds, and therefore you've got a true sound without any chance of it being messed with. So the microphones over the tape machines, the whole device has got for making the sounds, that is coming through an aerial. There's no audible input, so the noises coming out of his speakers, he is generally picking out of the ether.
That's very strange.
So that is odd.
What are you going to be looking out for this evening? You're going to have to try and keep your head completely straight when particularly another new member of the team, Leah, who is absolutely terrified already, when she's losing it around how are you going to react when a door slams or somebody screams? Well,
I won't lie to you, if you're sat in the dark and it all is calm and then somebody next to you screams, your automatic human reaction is to jump and be startled as well. So I'm not saying that that's not going to happen to me. However, I would like to think that, you know, I can be a sense of calm when it's all going off.
We'll all be hiding behind you then.
Thanks very much.
The Tivoli venue had already started to entertain us. I knew that this investigation was going to be an interesting one. We were all eager to get started and to hopefully unravel who, what and why the hauntings were so regular and frightening.
This is a great location. It's just got so much to it. It's so different. I'm really excited. There's lots of stories, lots of history. What are you thinking?
There's loads happened here. I mean, even before this place was built, this was built in the 1920s. Before that, there was like a village big hall here, and they used to do public hangings outside, so that's a good start. Straight
Gosh, so
away.
we could get something going
Yeah.
right back. Right. Glenn, Skeptic, we've already discussed, but it's what a location.
Yeah, but remember where we are. We're in a nightclub which is empty, you know, mid-afternoon, early evening, and nobody's meant to be in a nightclub when it's like this. It always seems a bit odd, doesn't it? It's unfamiliar at a nightclub when it's empty.
Do you know, you're right, and it's the same with theatres as well, isn't it? Places
Yeah.
like that, all of a sudden it feels a bit eerie because there's nobody here. Let's go on upstairs. Right, I'm going to do a bit of calling out here because we're all here. I actually haven't heard any taps or knocks yet. Has anybody else?
No.
Let's go into this bit here. Right, should we do a bit of a calling out?
Yeah.
See if we can hear anything. Hello there. If there's anybody here, if you can see us. What was that?
There's a whistle coming from over there.
Was it a definite whistle?
Yeah, that was picked up on sound, that, yeah.
If you can see us. What was that?
There's a whistle coming from over there.
That was definitely picked up on the microphone, whatever it was.
That was.
I did hear that loud and clear. Try it again.
Yeah.
Go over and see.
Okay. Hello there. My name's Yvette. I want to introduce myself to you. If you can hear me, can you give us a sign of any kind of noise or throw something or bang on something? What was that? Did you hear it? No. Did anybody else hear it? Yeah.
From up that way.
Yeah. Can you throw something, perhaps? You hear it again? Whistle.
There's a whistle again.
Yeah.
I'm getting all of this. It's coming from behind the side. Yeah, I'm getting all of this. I got the knock up there, I got the whistle.
That's where I keep hearing stuff up there.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm hearing.
It's like someone's just walked up
I
there.
swear to God, I heard that as well. That wasn't whistling though, it was like someone's walking into that room.
Yeah, and that's what I've just said. Did anyone follow us up? But there's no one in that room.
Oh, let's go and have a look. Well, this is the projection room, and this is where the projectionist died. He actually died in this room. I mean, what a horrific death. I mean, that must have been so... Words can't even describe it.
It's terrible. I mean, we don't know really what happened. There's a couple of different stories going around. All we know is he was trapped in here. The door was wedged shut and he died of smoke inhalation. But the room is still as it was when it caught fire. You can see the damage in here and it's still like it. It's never changed. So I think we'll probably pick something up in here tonight.
Well, it'd be interesting, wouldn't it? I mean, what do you think, Glenn?
Well, obviously, it paints a very, very sorry picture in here. Obviously, a tremendous tragedy, especially when you see all the burns on the roof. But, you know, it feels desolate, it looks desolate, it's cold. You know, we've got just wood panels on the window as well. If you're in here on your own, your imagination could play a few tricks on you, couldn't it?
Let's turn all the lights off in the building and let's start our vigils.
The whole building's atmosphere changed as soon as the lights went out. I wanted Leah, a new member of the team, to jump in head first. So who better to send her off with than old pro Stuart?
Me and Leah are going upstairs now.
What was that? What was that?
It's a cloth. It's a cloth on the floor.
Oh,
Fine,
I
it's
don't like
it's
this
okay.
at
It's
all.
okay. Just give me your hand.
No, because I don't can't.
Just
Can I get
let
my
go.
torch
Yeah, just
out?
get. Yeah, of course you can.
Wait, stay there.
Of course you can. Crap. You
Am I
freaky.
allowed my torch?
You're allowed anything you like.
If I...
Listen. Calm down because you're gonna have an accident now. Right. Okay.
Can we just stay here?
We can stay here for a moment if you like. Yeah.
Because I don't like that room behind me.
What room?
That room.
Okay. It's fine. Let me just spin this round a second. What's that noise down there? Right, so there's me and Leah. Leah's hanging on to me. As you can see, she's not letting me go. Right, Let's just walk forward.
No.
Well, let's just stand there out the way of the doorway. Would you like to call out?
No! No, I'm scared.
It's okay. Leah, at any time. I did hear the voice. I heard a voice. Well, we'll just have a walk down there if you like.
No.
We'll just
Maybe
to
a few steps.
Okay, okay. Please show yourself. Whoa! Whoa! Calm down,
No!
calm down,
No!
calm down, calm down.
No,
Just-
I'm not going down there, no way.
Just
There's
hold on.
No way
Hold
I'm
on.
going down there.
And that came from down there.
Right, let's
Listen,
go back.
let me
'cause
me
we're
just
on
go
our
down
own.
there and just check.
No,
There's no
I'm
one
not
there.
staying here. No way, I'm not staying on my own.
Come with me then.
No, I
We'll-
don't
we'll-
want to go down there. No.
We'll go in
something is
one.
down-
Gonna drop the camera.
No, I'm going. I'm not doing
Come
that.
back.
With Leah well and truly indoctrinated into the team, I decided to continue with a Ouija board session. For the first time on Most Haunted, a collaboration of old and new, a Victorian Ouija board and state-of-the-art science. Hopefully we could put a name to one of the entities that was haunting the Tivoli.
Does anybody here, if there's any people here with us now, they can hear my voice, they can see us, and you are here in this place, come towards us now. Let us know your name, why you're here. Talk to us, say hello. Can you move the glass? How many of you are here? How many? Take the glass to how many are here.
Can you interact with the team?
Three.
Yeah, you can keep on talking. We can turn it up
Yeah.
as loud as you like now. 'Cause we,
Yeah. Apparently there are 3 people here according to the Ouija board, Eamon.
Okay. Shall we switch on the two-way?
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
Oh.
Can you interact with the team?
3, 4. Or 34.
Are you? Do you belong to this building?
The glass is moving.
Yes.
Do you often haunt this place?
Yes. Yes. What did you ask?
on that as well.
It's a yes. It's very clear.
Keep asking questions, Eamon.
I just wanted to ask his name.
Could you confirm what your name is?
H. Oh, you just said it.
That was very clear.
Did you get Harry?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's spelling it out on the Ouija board
that was
as
very
well.
clear. Could you repeat that name? Okay. Harry, do you want to move on, or are you just happy here? Happy?
He just said happy, didn't
Happy? Yeah.
Can you please tell us here on the Ouija board, Harry? Are you? Yeah, you are happy. Yes. This is great.
It seemed that we were in communication with a spirit allegedly called Harry, who had died in the fire. I wanted to find out more, and to do that, myself, Eamon and Darren headed to the projectionist room, where a projectionist had been killed during the 1945 fire. Using EVP, could we possibly talk to the very person who died here all those years ago?
Harry, can you hear us clearly? Is this where you died? Should we play that back and see what we've got? Okay. Let's have a go. Let's just turn that up. Harry, can you hear us clearly? That's amazing. we're going to have to get that in edit and amplify it.
What was that? What was that right at the end?
Do you know
That
what?
sounded like a second voice or something in there.
Say it, should I play it again?
Yeah, play the whole thing.
And
That was actually pretty...
Whilst we were upstairs, Stuart sees something that has a profound effect on him.
Shut up. I've got my tongue.
Something's just caught my attention.
Kennedy.
Over there, Carl.
Can I use my tongue?
I don't know, like a figure or... I don't know. It's in the corner of the bar.
What did you hear? What did you see, Stu? 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 What did you see? Stu?
Listen to that.
You alright, Stu?
Yeah.
What's wrong? Just let him go.
So are those waveforms of speech?
Yeah. So basically, what I'll show you now actually is we'll not use any white noise at all. And if you look here, it's like a meter here, so you know that what's going through. So when we speak, it's going to pick that up. But when we stop speaking, if that starts moving up by itself, that means something's trying to communicate.
Okay.
It's not as clear when that happens, so I'm just going to save that. It's not as clear when that happens, but it just shows you something's clearly trying to communicate. So here we go. So, Harry, can you hear me clearly? So as you can see, it's picking up waveforms out.
Oh gosh, he's speaking to us.
this is particularly odd because this is the chair that he died in, that we're resting the computer on.
Well, we don't know that for sure. We don't know that for sure, do we?
Is that not?
No, you can't. I don't think we can
So
say
what if it
that.
was?
No.
Imagine if it was. I mean, that'd be
Well, maybe
interesting.
he could tell us anyway, couldn't he?
I'll probably phone you.
Can I ask? I don't know.
Sure.
Harry, is this the chair that you died on? Is this the room that you died in?
Okay, play that back. Now this will be interesting because there's no white noise, so any kind of sound that's coming out is purely just, well, it's manifesting itself.
Harry, can you hear me clearly?
Yeah. So we'll
As you can see, it's picking up waveforms. Oh, she's speaking to us. This is particularly odd because this is the chair that he died in, that we're resting the computer on.
Was that a no? Was that a no?
that was
Harry, can you hear me clearly?
yeah.
Oh, she's speaking to us. This is particularly odd because this is the chair that he died in, that we're resting the computer on.
Was that a no?
This is the chair that he died in. This is the chair that he died in. This is the chair that he died in.
I mean, that's a really good sign because that's without any white noise at all. That's just he's generating that energy to speak with just out of thin air.
So
really.
the small waveforms
So all the
here
small waveforms
are him talking.
Harry talking. You can see our big waveforms here.
Yeah.
These are the questions we've been asking. All these small ones here are all the responses to the questions. Now, what's interesting is, well, we asked about the chair. Just here, this is where he says no.
Can you replay that?
Yeah, we can. Let's see.
That we're resting the computer. This is the chair that he died in, that we're resting the computer on. Well, we don't.
Let's see if we can amplify.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
You hear that, Greg?
One more time.
No. It's having
This is
quite.
the chair that he died in, that we're resting the computer.
Oh.
He said no. It actually sounds
Said
quite
no.
northern as
Yeah.
well.
No.
No.
Yeah.
No. Play
That
again.
is quite quite special.
This is the chair that he died in, that we're resting the computer on.
Well,
Sure, we don't know.
I mean, he's listened to the conversation as well, which I find really interesting.
As our communications with this entity seemed to be getting stronger, we were called downstairs as it seemed that Stuart needed help.
I don't know what I saw something over there, and whatever it was, I had to get up and go over. Sorry, I can't talk.
Take 10. Yeah?
What's happened?
No, I'm fine, I'm okay. No, I'm all right. It's all good.
No, it's not, but what's happened? I have no idea what's
Well,
gone.
when you guys left, something got my attention over there, and I saw something. I don't know what it was. I can't tell you what it was. It was a male, female, ghost shape. I don't know. I just saw an object going across the room. I feel such an ass.
Why? So go on.
So I walked over there, and it was almost like something was telling me to stop, because if I carried on, something bad would happen to me. And then something just whispered in my ear, "Get up now before you die." So that's when I walked out.
A seemingly negative entity had really frightened Stuart, but never one to give up, he was determined to go it alone. Meanwhile, I was intrigued with the upper circle. The mirror that had smashed earlier and the whistling meant that there was more to be investigated. So I took Leah, Glenn and Greg with me.
Come towards us now. Let us know that you're around us. Is that somebody there? What? Somebody on the stairs? No, there was somebody on the stairs.
There was somebody there.
Who was that?
Okay, are you sure you're happy about being down there?
I'm going to do what I can.
Right.
That's all I can do. I don't want to say no and just leave it. I'd like to go back into the gents' toilets, because things have been happening there, so... Well...
Okay.
We had the tap running, and we had the hairdryer. The hand dryer.
Right.
And I've got that on record.
Well, I think you should go to...
It's not going to happen again, but I'll go in there
Well, okay,
and see what happens.
If you want to go into the men's toilets, I can't stop you.
Well, there's no one in there. I'm not going in there to do lewd acts.
Go on, I'm going to go,
Right.
Go back upstairs.
All right.
Are you sure you're all right?
Yeah, is Yvette okay?
Yeah, she's fine, yeah.
All right.
Hello?
Hello?
Somebody's just...
Somebody's come through these doors.
Yes, see? Somebody has just...
Right, is somebody in the building?
We need to check, because I saw them and Leah saw them.
Stu and I were just here. Stu and I were just here. These doors just banged, and I've just come straight out there because I thought one of you had kind of come in and gone, oh, they're down there.
Right, I swear to God, you saw what I saw, didn't you?
I don't know what I saw.
You didn't. Shall I show you what I saw? Shall I show you? Shall I show you what I saw? This is what I saw. So you're where Greg is, and this is what I saw.
I got my torch straight away, and that's when we ran.
Somebody leaned in, and then leaned out.
Right, well, there's no... Stuart and I, literally, we were just there. We were saying, right, we're going to take about 10 steps in, and then we're going to start the vigil. And we heard the door, this door, not that one, this door, open. And we turned around and thought, oh, someone's come in, not knowing we're down here. We thought it might be Eamon or someone with the machine, but there was no one there. So I went through this one, and then I went through that one and shouted upstairs, and you just said, oh, I heard you say, did anyone go downstairs
Well,
or something?
if everybody's accounted for, then I've just seen a ghost. I have just seen a ghost because it was as clear as anything, and they leant in and then they leant out, and it was weird.
I'm just going to come. Stu, give me 2 seconds.
Is that the first time? No, I've seen a pair of legs. I've seen a pair of legs. That was just really
Look.
Oh, careful, mate.
No, it's this. Were you all there like that? And it was...
Did you get that?
That's exactly
No.
what it was.
I was looking at
got
Yvette,
that on there.
unfortunately.
No,
No,
it was
I was looking at
fascinating.
Yvette.
It was, and do you know, there's something about it that makes me think of a woman.
It was when we were talking about the rock.
The thing is, right, I mean, look at the shadowy effects and everything, and anyone just moving around.
It was
at
a
all.
head, it popped out as a head, had a look and went, and then poof, that was it. I didn't hear any footsteps either.
No, I didn't hear footsteps, that's why.
Right, let's go back to doing what we were doing, calling out, and then seeing. That's really freaked me out.
And we've got the sink. This is the tap that was running with water. So all I'm going to do now is going to put that on there a second. Let's see what I can do. What the? What? Hello? Okay. Stay there, Stu, stay there. Right, we're not going to walk away from this now. This tap has come on by itself. I was over there. There was no reason for this to come on.
If I get scared, can the torch go on?
No.
I think if I just sit on the carsey.
You're shaking.
I know, because I'm scared. I was stood near the chair that died.
A chair
chair's died?
What's the same thing? No. Right, I'm getting freaked out right now.
Calm down, it's fine.
Oh, can
Wait.
you come and stand next to me?
It's fine, look.
No, I can feel something sticky on the floor now.
Walk into this room now. Walk into the
Drop the
room.
keys on the floor.
Yeah, drop the keys on the floor. Make a noise. Come on, do
They're
something.
right behind me.
There's nothing behind you.
You're right, Greg. What are you looking out for?
I'm just looking around. Is anyone on the stairs?
Can you hear somebody on the stairs?
No, but I thought I saw a shadow.
See.
Torch time.
No, let me just.
No,
Is there anyone on the
If you put the torch
stairs?
on, you'll get more shadows. Do you want me to go and have a look?
Are we all going together?
See, now I've just heard a door.
Downstairs or up here?
Yeah, down.
Is that a piano or a guitar? There's a guitar in here.
Yeah, but the guitar. Right.
No,
let's go
not
to the guitar.
joking.
Because
That
it doesn't.
was piano noise.
I need a bit of light. There we go.
Yeah, it doesn't work, I know, but
But it's. I tell you what it sounds like. It sounds like something firing up, like a big.
Did you hear that?
I heard that, yeah.
I definitely heard that
I heard that, but
noise.
this is.
No, I know it's not that.
It's not that. But
It's like a proper piano noise.
If there's someone here, please make yourself be known. Show yourself to me.
Right, should we go? Should we go back?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going on.
I just can't get over that.
I just don't like this room. Like, it's just not a nice room to be in.
You see, that freaks me out.
Looking there. That room
noticed it's every time we step out of this room.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
It
Right.
sounds like
Go back in the room
It
again.
sounds like something powering up. I've decided.
It's a piano.
It's
You know
definitely...
when you switch something on heavy duty and it's like a big mains throb. That's what it sounds like to me.
Right, well, it is like a theatre. Could it not be
Is there
a
anything? Are there any of
theatre?
these steps springy? Maybe is it this metal plate?
There's nothing on
Just
here.
trying
Like, that's the third time now.
But we're not banging the
Right.
door like that, are
Right,
we?
go back in.
Yeah.
I'll stay out here.
and we'll all.
Oh, I don't think I can... Right, you ready?
If there's someone here in this, the toilet, the restroom, please make yourself be known. I'm not here to harm you or disrespect you in any way. Now, I know there is someone. I'm not going to say a word. You had me in shock. I'll stay quiet for a second while this just runs its course. There you go. I can hear footsteps. There's no way I'm going out there. I'm not going out. I can hear them now. If I turn the camera around, I'm only going to light up what's there. Ah! There you go. There you go. That's the hand dryer. I think that's probably a good time for me now to actually go.
We had investigated every last nook and cranny of the Tivoli and had recorded some good anomalies. I was convinced I had seen a ghost, as had Stuart, but I was a little disappointed at the lack of identity. Who was it I had seen? Was it the same apparition that had terrified Stuart? Would the cellar give us any clues, or had we outstayed our welcome?
Turn on these fans. Shovel. Move this little shovel.
Oh, that come hurtling through the sky.
Knock me on the head with it.
No, Carl, don't say that.
Oh, you don't know, do you?
Sorry.
What?
Heart's come out of my chest.
Oh, something's gone in there.
Let's smash, let's smash.
Oh, something else smashed.
Oh, man.
Was
Is it the bulb? Is it the bulb in
I'm
that?
having a mini heart
No,
attack.
something smashed, it's
Is
in
there a bulb
there.
in there or
now.
something?
No, there's...
I'm having a heart attack.
Something definitely.
Yeah.
There's a bulb,
Give me that.
there's a bulb again.
What's up, Stu?
Nothing, I'll just have a heart attack through that shock. I'm fine, I'm
How
alright.
has it gone right in there?
And where did the bulb come from?
Oh. I can't take it anymore.
Was that you?
Well, there's no strip lighting in there, Carl.
No, it's a small bulb.
Is it?
It's an arc bulb.
It's like it's not there, look.
No, that's a projection thing, isn't it? Or it's a lighting thing.
I'm actually clutching my heart.
That's it then, isn't it? Ah, because there's fragments of glass.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
in there as well.
And on the floor. See? That could have hit one of us in the
Yeah,
face.
but where did it come from?
I don't know. Is there anything in that tape so close?
Did you?
It's all strip lighting, isn't it?
The Tivoli venue beggars belief. What an extraordinary night with extraordinary people, one step closer to finding the truth.
Holy! Please show yourself. Whoa! Whoa!
No, I'm not going down there, no way.
You're gonna drop the camera.
Can you repeat that name?
That's amazing.
This is where you died. This is particularly odd because this is the chair that you died in, that we're resting the computer on.
Was that no?
And then something just whispered in my ear. Get up now before you die.
Is that somebody there?
If you want to go into the men's toilets, I can't stop you.
I have just seen a ghost because it was as clear as anything.
Oh, torch time.
Now, I know there is someone. Take the camera around, I'm only going to light up what's there. Sorry.
Until next time, sleep tight.
Leave a message as you go. Find the moment we're alone.
I'm telling you, when the lights go off, this place is going to kick off.
Don't leave me, don't leave me.
Whatever it was, came from nowhere.
I cannot tell you the fear I've got in me at this present moment.
I'm Yvette Fielding, and this week I've brought my team to a place that's no stranger to us. This ancient building never ceases to amaze me with a constant paranormal activity. This time we're ready for the Old Hall, Tatton Park.
A nemesis for most haunted and a location that is truly steeped in history. This building sits within the magnificent grounds of Tatton Hall and stands near the disappeared Tatton village. The site is a scheduled ancient monument that receives thousands of visitors each year. The house was built in the 15th century and the Great Hall was the original room at the time. Sir Thomas Egerton, Lord Chancellor of England, owned the property from 1585, where he then commissioned the rest of the house to be built. The building has remained in the family up until 1958. Many different families have lived in the house, most of them employed by the main hall. Each family had their own stories to tell, and some of them refused to leave. The ghost of a man known locally as Tom has made himself known to many people. Guests and staff have reported a strangling sensation and a growling noise in the main hall. Poltergeist activity is rife, and the ghost of an unknown woman has been seen on many occasions. We have never had confirmation of who truly haunts here, but maybe tonight we would.
I'm sitting in the main hall, which is the original part of the building and dates back to 1490. But it's what haunts this particular part of the building that intrigues and frightens me. Visitors and staff report a strangling sensation and a guttural growling noise in their ear. A very nasty, evil entity resides in this place, but who are they? And why do they continually, violently haunt this part of the building? Here in the Victorian dining room, the paranormal activity can be terrifying. Loud knocking noises and an intense feeling that something or someone is breathing right down your neck.
Knocking sounds have been heard in the 1950s room. The kitchen area and the corridor is where poltergeist activity occurs regularly. The main hall has a horror all of its own.
Bearing all this in mind, this floor would be enough for most investigators, but for us, it's just the beginning. In total contrast to the rest of the hall, the upper floors have a totally different feeling. The rooms are bare and the atmosphere chilling. Loud knocking noises, footsteps, whistling are often heard when the rest of the building is totally silent.
A reliable eyewitness is key to investigating any haunted location, and Mick Ricketts is no exception. A steward that has been looking after the Old Hall for many years has witnessed his fair share of strange happenings.
I think the most interesting and perhaps the most active room is the room that we're in. We've just had proof that the camera's gone down The battery, which should last for 3 days, has gone down as well. It's one of my favourite rooms as well, so perhaps Eleanor's sort of playing with us a bit. The Great Hall can be very active in a very earthy, dark way as well. There have been tales of a man with a big beard smelling of beer and body odour coming up to mediums and saying, "Get out, get out." So perhaps the Great Hall might be one of the most active rooms. If you want something a little bit more gentle, then perhaps the 1940s, 50s rooms might help, because there are people living there. Last person to leave left in 1960, and you get the idea of quite domestic harmonies. So you've got this sort of ambivalence, haven't you? You've got the dark side of the hall, and we've got the nice family light side.
A very negative entity resides at the Old Hall, and in the past we have only guessed at whom it could be. Could demonologist Fred Batt unveil the dark spirit that has terrified so many people?
The building is said to be haunted by a number of female spirits. But there is also a male entity, a very powerful one, called Tom, who at one time was a poacher, but ended up here as a gamekeeper. Very violent person, was violent to his wife, and then drank himself into an early grave. Whether Tom's his real name, we don't know, but it's what people refer to him as. One particular dark entity is said to attack women when they come into this building. Many have said they felt a rope gradually tightening around their neck as though it's being pulled by someone behind them.
My nerves were already showing, as in the past my experiences with the Old Hall had given me many sleepless nights. So I was pleased that skeptic Glenn Hunt was on hand to try to dispel my fears.
Now, Glenn, it's no secret. I have said many times, this has to be, in my opinion, one of the most haunted locations I've ever investigated. I've been here 4 times, it always delivers, and I'm sure it's going to deliver tonight. I am very nervous already about investigating tonight. I just think it's just going to be as lively as ever.
Well, I've got a bit of a bone to pick with you, actually, Yvette. The fact that you've been here so many times before and you're coming here again tonight and you're saying that you're still scared, automatically it's putting you in the frame of mind to expect certain things to happen. And I think you're going to have to dismiss everything that's gone before and look at it with a fresh pair of eyes. If I experience any of those things that you've experienced, then that could quite possibly change my mind. But at the moment, they're only your experiences, so we'll have to wait and see. But there could be a perfectly rational explanation for any of these things. You know, it's in a very old location, it's a very old house. I mean, you even have to look at it from the outside. It lends itself to look like a haunted house. And when you go around the rooms, they're all set up from different eras. There's a 1940s room, there's a 1950s room as well, there's this great hall. If you're in these rooms in the dark, it's automatically setting your mind up to assume that you're in some kind of portal, you're in a time of the past, and it could play tricks with your mind. So it doesn't necessarily have to be paranormal things that are going on, but just things that your mind are imagining are going on.
It's very interesting because you have witnesses that work here that have experienced strange phenomena. I mean, what do you think about this particular room here where people are experiencing this strangling sensation?
Well, this is a very famous location, as it turns out. You only have to type in onto the internet, Tatton Hall, and it comes up on reams and reams of information about what people have heard or experienced, and then you read that, do you believe it? And then you go into the location, you start to automatically assume this is going to be happening to you as well. I've purposefully not looked at any information about this location tonight, so anything that does happen, and it might tally with something that's happened before, then I will find that interesting. But at the moment, it could be just a self-perpetuating thing that happens in the mind.
In my mind, this place is haunted.
Okay, but it can't be that bad, otherwise you wouldn't keep coming back.
I'm intrigued. I'm terrified, but I'm intrigued.
So am I.
I can't wait for the first time you scream. I hope we get it on camera.
The night had drawn in and the building had dropped dramatically in temperature. We were ready to take our group walk around, with Eamon Van Harris monitoring any EVP we may get. The rest of us started in the Victorian parlour.
When we come into this room, this to me is, you know, a fantastic room, but at the same time terrifying. I'm going off my experiences that I've had in this room in the past. To me, it's creepy, it's eerie, the atmosphere is horrendous to me. It's like all the hairs on the back of my neck have gone vuv. I can't bear it in here. I can't explain it to you. It's a weird...
What happened to you in here before?
Oh, poltergeist activity, things being thrown, but with such force. Stones, but big stones, coins, you know,
So
cutlery, really strange.
Yeah.
And the loud, not just tapping, knocking, but like somebody had got a big jackhammer and was smacking it against the wall. And it was terrifying to the point where it wasn't an investigation we were doing on one of the... What was that?
I have no idea.
I heard it.
That was... That just made me jump. Yeah.
I saw you jump.
That was really weird.
See, it's starting, I'm telling you.
There's nobody else in this area at all. This is just... Yeah, sure.
I was about to say it's quite a confined space, but there's 3 doors. There's nothing to stop anybody accidentally knocking anything, and there's no reason why, you know, something couldn't have been knocked behind a team there. So
No.
So it could have been an accidental nudge of something.
You seem quite...
Because I don't...
This whole atmosphere.
Yeah.
Here.
I'm telling you, when the lights go off, this place is going to kick off. I've seen it before.
Whoa.
Did anybody trip over anything there?
Right.
Well, we were all here.
What was that?
We're all this side of this, and something happened down there.
I'm telling you.
Let's go through this.
Right.
Look at this. That's freezing cold. Look
What
at this,
is
guys.
it?
Pass that over.
That's what was either thrown or fell. But
Oh yeah, that's freezing cold, so it's not like anybody had this in their hand, I suppose, but...
Yeah, but I saw everybody was here.
Yeah.
Everybody was here.
we're all accounted for.
That's the second thing that's thrown from down here. Should we carry on walking through?
Yeah,
put that back on the shelf and see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think also when you've got things dressed up to the period, it makes things more active.
Yes.
It's like you've had a couple of places out before when you've actually dressed up
Yeah.
in uniform, and that, I think that makes things a lot more active.
Well, they do a lot of reenactments here as well, so they have a
Right.
lot of people dressing up, and you're quite right. And you know, when they do the battle reenactments, a lot of the soldiers... That's did you see that?
No, it always seems to be happening when I'm not looking, and that's the frustrating
Stuck
thing.
there, and it's hit him right in the back. There's nobody there.
It's a different one.
Can I just see if there's anybody through there? Just
Yeah, go
to
for
be
it.
for the sake of it. Excuse me.
And is that
Actually,
door
let's have a
closed?
look out
Follow
the
it,
way.
just follow Glenn.
Yeah.
Where would that have come from, innit?
Well, I think it's going to get really interesting here tonight.
What did you find?
Well, we just went into the other room there, and we could see through to the Great Hall where Eamon's doing his EVP with his headphones on, so we can rule Eamon out from being in there. And one thing I did find in there, it's very easy to hear footsteps whilst you're walking around, so there were no footsteps, there was nobody in the room. So whatever it was, came from nowhere.
I've never experienced anything in this particular part of the building, but other people have. I know Carl and Stuart in the past have had things happen to them.
So this is meant to be a 1950s
yeah,
period, isn't it?
yeah, yeah.
It's interesting. Like you say, it's dressed. There's an air of anticipation in this room, but again, like all the others.
Listen. Hello. How are you? Do you remember me? You do. That's good. Yeah. Are you? Can we all hear this?
I can hear it. I'm trying to work out where it's coming from.
It is.
Yeah.
How many of you don't want us here? 4. There are 4 of you who don't want us here.
4 again.
4 again. So, are the 4 of you that don't want us here, are you going to do your damnedest to get us out? Well, bring it on. Yeah, and you. That was a big mistake to make. OK, let's move on. Now, allegedly, a lot of people don't like this room. There's supposed to be the spirit of a woman who stands at the window. She's been seen many times, a lady in white.
Okay.
And she's looking out the window, waiting for somebody to... What?
Finish the knitting.
Finish the knitting. Waiting for something or someone.
Okay.
I was going to say, you know, there's a lot of reports about there being a negative energy here in the main hall, this growling in the ear. And throughout the whole building, you being a demonologist, do you...
That was right under me.
Go and see what that was. It's right there on the floor behind you, Greg. There, go.
That was...
It's like a...
That landed right underneath there, underneath the bench that I was standing on. It rolled underneath.
Socks. Wherever that's come from.
Does it come from in here?
It always seems to be it just happens behind us, doesn't it?
There's
Nobody.
There is no one on this floor whatsoever. Eamon is downstairs and has been sitting there still with his earphones on. I've just ran straight to the top of the stairs. I've looked in all the rooms. No one is on this floor except for us.
Okay.
And that's come from this way.
Well, we're getting a lot of this. I think we'll get a lot more knocking.
Definitely.
To say this is the room which most people don't like, it feels like the most homely, but again, I don't know, that's the way it's set out with all the artefacts and everything. It just seems quite like a normal room. It doesn't seem anything difficult about it.
No, I know, there's knocking.
It's the older part of the building, so you're going to get a lot more activity than you would in the Victorian part we were in. So up here, you probably get a lot more happening.
Yeah?
Okay,
let's go.
Okay.
This is really interesting, this. Do you know how I've been keeping track of all the voices and activity?
Yeah.
I'm going through before, when I was testing the equipment to see if everything was working. Do you know what? I'll play it to you 3 times. Have a listen to this.
Okay.
This is me testing the equipment.
Okay.
Okay, just a quick test to see if you can hear me. Okay, just a quick test to see if you can hear me. See. And what's interesting about this, it actually sounds like, I don't know if they're responding to me or if they're having a conversation, if this is 2 entities.
Well, it sounds like
There's
two different voices, doesn't it? That's
what-
absolutely fascinating. It's very exciting.
Brilliant, I can't wait this
Right, I would really like to turn all the lights off in the building now. Can I just say to everybody, please be very, very careful. Watch your back. I'm telling you now, stuff's going to happen.
Can I watch your back?
No.
With all the lights off, the old hall had taken on a very sinister atmosphere. It was decided that Leah and I would be the first to go it alone in the house. Eamon had very kindly left the EVP device switched on to hopefully record any disembodied voices that may try to communicate with us. I wasn't sure we'd even make it to the front door.
Me and Leah walking over to the old hall on our own. Let's see how far we can go. Yeah, this is not good. When you see it looming there, look, in the dark.
Right, hang on.
I can't actually see anything at the minute. Hang on a minute.
Wait.
What's the matter?
What? Right, okay. I just think we need to be careful on our own. I'm a little bit scared actually doing this.
Come on. Let's see how far
If we're not comfortable there, we can stop, yeah?
Yeah. Let's just get up to the door. Right.
So if we don't like it, we can run away.
Yeah. There's the door. What? Shh. What was that? Oh no, it's that EVP.
It's going mental, Yvette.
Go on, let's see how far we can go.
I don't think I can do this.
Keeps catching me back.
Yvette, I really don't think I can.
Don't leave! Get out!
just
I'm not
leave
you.
me.
I'm not going to leave you.
Just leave because I'll fall.
I can't do that. That is going mental. You did that really loud one.
The EVP is just going nuts. It's like you can hear voices. Yeah, right, we're going in the haunted house.
Great idea, Carl. No. I'm not sure I can do it with that.
Yeah, come on. Let's just see if we can...
Where are you going to go? Actually inside? Like, look at my whole body, physically shaking. Are you actually going to go in the door?
Well, I think we've got to give it a try, really.
My whole body is trembling. Yvette. I'm too scared.
Hello? Hello? Right, I don't like it. Don't,
Yvette,
no,
I
don't,
won't
don't.
leave you. I won't leave you, but...
No, I tell you why.
Yvette, no.
I tell you why. So I tell you why I freaked out. Because the EVP, when I went hello, it just completely stopped.
Exactly. Right, let's make our way back. This is not safe to be. That is...
Just wait, Leah.
With Leah and I having nerves of steel, we thought it only right for us to pass the buck to Carl. We were sure he would at least get inside the building.
Well, I've decided to come down to the house on my own, which probably isn't the best thing to do because it is quite a scary place. Even the door kind of is quite ominous. It's just stupid. I've just got to get in there. Everyone else is right over there, right in the distance. The EVP's been going. Lots of things have happened already. And there's the door. Quiet. It's so quiet. Is anyone here? I'm not afraid of you. I am, but just don't let on. Can you show yourself to me? Show yourself to me. Make a noise. Make a sound. I have to say, the bang. I'll just turn the infrared back on. Okay. Hello? The one thing I can't explain is how quiet it is here and how scared I actually am at this present moment in time. You kind of almost, you don't know what's around any corner. Where the Archie, whatever his name was, the dummies over there. I was taking a mickey out of her. What was that? Hello? Is anyone here? Show yourself to me. Don't mean you any harm. Whoa. I didn't even know where that came from. What was it? Hello? Movement. There's movement in that room. There's movement in this room now. I can't move too quickly because I can see the door, so no one can. There's only this door. Oh. Hello? That was in this room. There is no one in this room. You can see that. There's the door, and that's not been opened. I'm standing at this door, and every single one of you at home heard that bang. And that bang came right from in this room. Are you here? Noisy, no, there's a noisy. There's a bang. Hello? There's a really nasty feeling in here now, really nasty. Can you hear those bangs? Do you mean us any harm? 1 foot yes, twice for no. Make a sound. Move something. What's that? Oh, right. Oh, I can't get the light on properly. There we go. That's infrared what you can see. I can't see any more than that. That just gives the infrared. Oh. What was that? Right. I'll turn you for off. It's too bright close up. Right. I know this sounds really bad. I cannot tell you the fear I've got in me at this present moment. I'm going to go back in the crew room because I can't see anything. That was just too much. Right. Go into the door. Too much. That is just too freaky. Much too freaky.
With safety in numbers, we decided to stick together for a while and try to communicate with the entity that was certainly not shy.
Can you tap? Hello?
There we go. That's from the wall.
It's always in this room.
That's right by you, Greg.
That sounds more like footsteps, doesn't it?
Hello? Is John Edgerton here? The person who's very violent, the person who doesn't like women, are you here? Okay, am I speaking to that person now? Am I speaking to that person now? Oh, you want to play games? Were you a gamekeeper here? Why are you so violent? Are you the person responsible for strangling people? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Constant knocking, constant bump, 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 bump.
10. 10 bangs.
So why? Why do you like to do this? Why? Did you murder somebody? Yes. I'll ask that question again. Can you make the answer clear? Did you murder somebody? Did you want to murder someone? I'll ask the question again. 2 for yes, 1 for no. Did you murder someone? No, it's playing games.
I'm getting a cold breeze all around the back of my head.
Are you?
Yes.
And I think we should split up in a bit. I'd like to try the rest of down here first.
It's still knocking crazy.
Yeah, keep going because in my past experience, the knocking is really loud throughout the whole of this ground floor. It's a heartbeat. Throw this knife down the corridor.
Where are you from?
Did you hear that? Did you hear it? Did you hear it? Oh,
I heard it.
right there. That was a.
It was a... Yeah.
Where are you from? Where are you from? Where are you from? Throw it down the corridor.
Okay.
Hold on. Hang on, whoa. Did that not just bounce off
No,
the
this
wall?
is not safe.
Where is it? Can you see
Threw
it?
it down there.
Where is it?
I don't.
I don't know.
I can't even see it.
Have you
There
got a
it
torch?
is.
Oh, it's a spoon!
It's a spoon. It's not even a knife.
That's an old spoon.
I threw it at the same time. Freaking. That's bizarre. That's brilliant. Right,
Can we try that again?
Do it again. Do it again.
Can I throw
Throw
one?
that back.
Throw that
I've got a
back.
fork.
No, throw the spoon back.
Why is it? Listen.
No, that was.
That was the spoon.
No. It's,
I didn't hear that.
I'm putting that on the side.
Right, what are we doing first?
Throw something else.
Point.
Throw something else. Throw the spoon back. We don't want that spoon, it's old.
What are you doing down there?
Throw it down the corridor.
Throwing down the corridor.
Right.
Go on, throw it down.
Whoa. What the hell? What's come back now?
No, I don't think that came back. I think that just bounced and landed.
Yeah.
No.
You didn't see
Yvette, I've got it. I've got whatever it was Leah threw on camera landing in the corner over there in those jugs. And that literally landed on the floor.
Great.
look at the size of it.
It's
a cake
it's a
fork.
what's it fork, isn't it? Yeah.
Can I have it?
It's one of those posh forks.
Yeah. Let's keep the energy
Yes.
going, guys.
Right. Okay.
I'm going to put this back on there.
Yeah, you put it on there, Carl. This is amazing.
Right, go.
Right.
Throw it back.
Where are we going?
I've got this fork.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw it down the corridor.
Okay.
Right, you ready?
Right, okay, throw it.
Did you see where it landed?
Yeah, I can see where it's landed, just on the other side of the door.
Nothing came back.
No.
Typical.
I'll actually zoom in.
That's because you're all concentrating on it now. Come back, turn round.
See it there?
Yeah,
Guys, listen to me. Listen to me, Stewie. Just concentrate, just try something else. Just, here's the little fork again. Let's just, we're talking, this is how it works, okay? And then, watch out, come forward. Right, okay, throw it back. Right, and then we just carry on now. Let's just carry on, and then something might come back.
Okay.
So I've not heard much from Eamon. How you feeling, Eamon?
Yeah, all right. A bit warm now, actually.
Do you know what I think we should do now? I think, how do you fancy, Eamon? I don't even know why I'm suggesting this. Do you fancy going in the cellar, Eamon? With me?
I'll tell you what, we'll go in and we'll do I think we should do an EVP in there as well and see if we can pick up anything.
Whilst Eamon, Leah, Greg and myself stayed deep in the cellar, Carl and Stuart took a floor each. With all the doors locked, everyone accounted for, we now had every floor covered.
You can shut the door.
Right, that's closed now.
Okay.
Tell you what, I'll go off on my own now.
And I'll
Down
go
here.
upstairs.
You go upstairs, I'll do downstairs.
Right, okay, if you need me, shout.
Yeah.
Oh, vice versa,
Keep
yeah?
your phone on as well. Well,
Yeah.
you'll hear me if I shout anyway. Okay.
Okay, well, you go off.
I can't see a thing, it's so cold in here.
This place freaks me out. It really, in the daytime it's fantastic, but at night it just has a different feel. And around every corner, you kind of expect to see something you don't really want to see, which is a bit of an oxymoron, really, because that's exactly what we're here to see. I'm scared of seeing what I've come to see. Oh, God, I'm back.
My name's Yvette.
My name's Leah.
My name's Eamon.
My name's Greg.
Please let us know if you're there.
Girl, getting into it.
Just take it over now.
Cheers.
laptops already.
What?
Yeah.
Should we try a bit on your laptop before it all goes?
Yeah.
When we were filming upstairs earlier on,
Batteries are draining.
in the
they've been on charge.
yeah, when we were filming in the spinning room, camera turned itself off halfway through the interview, no reason, and Darren's battery ran out, which was freshly charged and normally lasts 3 days. So don't be in the least bit surprised if your batteries go down quick.
So, okay. Is there anybody here?
I can just about hear Stuart. Yeah, I think he just shouted. No, he's not shouting for me. Right, okay.
That went right by me, that. What's that there? Who was that? Hello? Is there anybody down here with me now? What's Carl doing?
Oh, there is.
I am wanting to something. Let's have a look. I'll amplify that. This will be good going over it afterwards as well to listen to it. He's wanting to be with you.
Oh, like I'm really scared now. I'm not down on my own.
That's so good.
Yeah, he's wanting to be with you.
It sounds like I'm wanting to be with you.
Yeah.
Is Tom there? I am wanting to be with you.
Okay, that's interesting.
Is Tom there? I am wanting to be with you.
Okay, that's interesting.
Is Tom there? I am wanting to be with you.
That's great. That's really good.
That's amazing.
Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Let's do
So who is Tom? What's
So what I do is we'll say that there's.
Why does he want to be with us?
Well, I think he's going to join us in here, to be honest.
I've just heard like a whining sound. Whatever it was whizzed by me. Literally, I could feel the draft on my ear. And I've just heard a whine now. And through here, I've just heard some kind of bang. Almost like a wooden effect. If there's anything in this room with us now, please show yourself. My name's Stuart. How many spirits are in here with us? Please make yourself be known. We know there are spirits with us in here now because we heard you talking earlier on.
Oh, crap. Hello? That. Oh. That's in here. That's down the corridor. Hello? Right, come on, BT. Do you need my help? Crying out loud. Oh. Oh. Okay.
Right, I've just heard. Sounded like a door or something. What the is that? Look at that. Right, there's a chair there. I have not put that chair there. I did not move that. Who's put the chair there? Can you come forward? Something's just been thrown. That's poltergeist activity.
And then I'll amplify clarify this because he gives an answer here. There's a waveform, and then let's just listen to that whole question again and see what it sounds like. Because I hope it's not what I think it is. I hope it's not a yes, but I think it might be. Let's have a listen.
Do you want to strangle people?
That was yes, clear as day.
So Tom is the nasty.
Basically, yeah.
Do you want to strangle people?
That was yes, clear as day.
Do you want to strangle people? Do you want to strangle people?
That was yes, clear as day.
So Tom is the nasty.
Basically, yeah.
What else does he
I was hoping it wasn't him, but
Well, Tom.
You want to hurt me? Is that why you're throwing things? What do you want to do? Oh! Right, you probably saw that yourself. There's the chair. That chair's moved. You probably caught that on camera. I'm going to have to go in a second because there's no way, there's absolutely no way I'm going to stick it here any longer. That chair has been pushed over. You heard that yourself. Something put that chair there. I didn't do it. You saw it yourself. Now it's been pushed or kicked over by something. I'm going to have to go.
That's in here. Footsteps. It's not down there. When I point the camera in there, it's out here. I point the camera out here, it's in there. God, it's like it's coming from the walls. Hello? You know, I'm gonna call this one because I'm getting a bit freaked out, to be honest.
my, by the way,
It's gone.
fully charged, it's drained battery.
How bizarre is that? My heart is going. Boom, 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 boom. We've had a heart monitor on now.
That's unbelievable, honestly. That is a really good. They're really good EVPs to confirm.
Right. I think we should call it. Come on, let's call it. Hello. Hello.
Tatton Hall will always be one of my favourite locations to investigate. It truly is a haunted building that, in my opinion, is up there with some of the most terrifying in the world. It never fails to deliver, and tonight was no exception.
Do you remember me? You do? Shh. What was that?
Whatever it was, came from nowhere.
Don't leave! Get out! Don't leave me! Don't leave me!
That's what was either thrown or fell, but
Hello?
there's only this door. Oh!
That was yes, clear as day.
Where are you from? Did you hear that? Did you hear it? Did you hear it? Oh, yes! Right there!
Until next time, sleep tight.
Leave a message as you go. Find the moment we're alone.
Was he Jack the Ripper?
I'm too scared to feel anything. What the It was actually underneath me.
I'm Yvette Fielding, and this week I've brought my team to Hull and to a place that's no stranger to death. In fact, this will be the very first time in the history of Most Haunted that we will be investigating a funeral parlour.
Once forming part of Hull Citadel, this unique listed building was constructed in the late 1800s. It has housed many businesses over the years, including a photographer's and a hairdresser's. But perhaps the most famous is that of a funeral parlour and livery. On the first floor are the stables that once housed magnificent horses that used to pull the hearses containing bodies onto their final resting place. The building and courtyard house an embalming room and a refrigeration room that are now visited by alleged ghosts of the past. The building has a connection with a tragic murder. Mary Jane Langley visited the building to have her photograph taken. It was the last place she was seen alive. Her body was found in a ditch in Long Lane, Preston on July the 30th, 1891. Due to a bungled investigation, the police never found her killer. A fantastic history with supernatural accounts that make your hair stand on end. Poltergeist activity, disembodied voices and dragging noises are just a few of the alleged phenomena that occurs here on a regular basis.
Before bodies were buried or cremated, they would have to be stored in a cold place. Well, this refrigeration room throughout the years would have housed hundreds of bodies, so it's no wonder that this small room is a place to be feared in the dead of night. Now, I've got a plan that the team are going to hate, but you are going to absolutely love. Somebody is going to draw the short straw and have to spend some time on this very comfortable gurney in this horrible room alone. No is not an option. Throughout the 19th and early 20th century, the main form of transport for funerals was, of course, horsepower. And the Anison had plenty of horses and they were all stabled here. Of course, it's empty now, but it's certainly not quiet. Whistling noises, knocking noises, heavy booted footsteps are often heard. But are these noises just echoes of the past? Or is there something more sinister lurking in the shadows? This room is where cadavers were embalmed, lifeless corpses waiting for their last journey. It's just an empty room now, but many people have reported dark moving shapes and thudding noises. But who haunts here and why?
Mick Covell has a special interest in the history of the Anison funeral parlour and the ghostly phenomena that occurs here regularly.
Anison's stables and courtyard was built on the site of the North Blockhouse, which was a part of the fortifications in Hull. The Anison Company moved here just after 1870, after the Great Fire of Witham, and set up basically a coach building and wheelwright business, and gradually moved into the funeral business and began with their own kind of undertakers here. Interestingly, as well as it being a funeral home and having a number of bodies brought here, when it was the blockhouses, there were a number of Catholics that were held on this site and killed on this site. The stables are one area that you'll probably have knocks and taps. Certainly in the hayloft, we've had people report seeing a gentleman crawling along the floor in there. And this was spotted by numerous individuals on separate occasions. We've also heard some rather loud bangs, doors moving, footsteps on the stairs, a general feeling of unease. In the stable area, people have reported feeling sick. Mary Jane Langley was 18 years old, and she'd basically travelled into Hull from a small village on the outskirts called Preston to have a photograph taken at Mr. Edmund's photography shop. After having a photograph taken, she left and travelled back home, and on the way home she had a throat cut and she was left in a ditch, murdered. So she visited this place just before she was murdered in 1891. There's been some unusual activity. In terms of Mary Jane, several people hear things that you can't possibly explain, and I've heard things that I'm still looking for an explanation for now, years later, but certainly you guys are in for a real treat.
As always, it was good to see that our regular skeptic Glenn Hunt was on hand to look at the logical side of things.
Glenn, this is a first for Most Haunted, really exciting. We've never done a funeral home before, and I'm hoping that we're going to get some great stuff tonight.
Well, being a funeral home, I'm actually quite sceptical about this, because surely the last place on the planet you'd imagine to be haunted would actually be a funeral home. Because if you think about it, people die elsewhere, and then they just bring bodies here, don't they? So ultimately, this is a place of rest. Why would it be haunted?
Oh, Glenn. Oh, Glenn. What a shame.
What?
What do you think was here before the funeral parlour?
Fields?
Well, actually, there was a prison here.
Okay.
Right, so that puts a completely different spin on it, doesn't it? A prison where people died, people were tortured, and I'm a firm believer of what happened on the ground, what happened on the land beforehand, that could make hauntings occur.
Well, I suppose if you're that mindset now that you're already thinking to yourself, well, it's obviously a place of doom, you're going to expect doom and gloom when you come here tonight and investigate the place. It's already a bit disorientating anyway, because the stables are on the upper ground, whereas the ground floor is where the carriages used to be.
Yeah.
So when you're wandering around in the dark, where you think you should be up, you should be down. That will add to the fear factor, presumably, and with your mindset of thinking this has got to have been a place where horrible things have happened, then ultimately you're going to expect the worst, aren't you?
So there's lots of really spooky places here. You've got the embalming room and the refrigeration room. I mean, the whole place to me is just a really creepy experience.
Well, the things you're referring to are supposedly taken place before it was a funeral parlour. So if you strip away the cold room and the place where they'd lay out the bodies, then surely the place is a little less scary, isn't it?
Well, we shall see. I've got an experiment where we're all going to draw straws, and the person with the shortest straw is going to end up spending some time alone on the mortuary slab in the refrigeration room, in the dark, in a haunted room.
Right, well, that psychologically would be an interesting experiment, because obviously your mind will be working overtime. And I know it'll seem uncomfortable knowing full well what took place in that particular room as a funeral parlour. You've got to set that aside and just imagine it as an ordinary room. It's eerie, but that doesn't necessarily make it haunted.
So, how do you think you would feel if you got picked tonight?
Well, I could be scared. And that's probably because I am a skeptic, not a cynic. If I was a cynic, I'd just dismiss everything and just rule everything out. But as a skeptic, you've got to have a healthy, open mind. You know, you can sit on the fence and look at both sides of the argument. And if something unusual does go on, yeah, I'm human, so ultimately I might be scratching my head wondering what it is, but I suppose that's what I want to happen, so then I can find out even more exactly what's going on around here.
Scratching your head, you'll be screaming like a baby.
It was time for myself and the rest of the team to look around the location with the lights on.
These really are the most remarkable stables I think I've ever seen. They're just so clean.
Yeah, they
As
are, aren't
stables
they?
go.
Well, I don't think there's any horses been in here for quite some time.
No, that's true. But isn't it amazing? This is on the first floor. So the
Well, I was
horses
gonna
would
say,
come up the stairs and be housed here. The thing is, when the lights are off in this place, it's pitch black. You can't see a hand in front of your face. I mean, we are close to a main road, so you can hear sort of cars going by and things like that.
But there's a lot of strange noises here. Footsteps are heard, dark shadows are heard, whistling, knocking noises.
It's quite echoey though, obviously, so sound can bounce around off the, the brick walls and off the stone floor, so it does carry.
But what I find fascinating is lots of visitors that come here and they'll spend the night or whatever, and they'll do little investigations, and they will report the same things, which I find very interesting. Rather than sporadic situations occurring, they're all the same things that are happening at the
There's
same
a
time.
lot of different periods here as well, because not only was the horses for the funeral parlour, the mounted police here kept their horses up here after that. But before that, going back a few hundred years, there was part of a castle here where the Protestants killed the Catholic priests here as well.
Yeah.
So we've got all that to look forward to that was on this ground before this place was here.
Yeah, so it's not just a funeral parlour,
a
it
lot
goes
of other
back.
things,
Anyway,
yeah.
let's go and look at some other places.
Okay. What you've got to remember about this place is that there's a lot of newness here. The timbers, the brickwork, it's all pretty new. But you've got to remember what was here before. There's lots of things that will be coming forward that was here before, hundreds of years over the, in the past.
And also, this is a fantastic place for activity because people hear footsteps, and because it's so echoey and so loud, and if you're on your own in here, I mean, it's got to be a really creepy place for you to be in here on your own.
You can feel, it feels icy already, doesn't it, in here?
It is cold outside, we're very close to the outside, there's no heating. Having a coffin here, that's quite emotive, that gives you a sense of your own mortality, doesn't it, really?
I know, and it's a very nice coffin, actually. It's really quite... But you're right, these are sort of trigger objects, aren't they?
Exactly.
That people go, oh, gosh, it's a coffin. It's
They're
going to
going
freak a lot of people out.
to conjure up things in your mind anyway,
They
when you
certainly
see something like that.
And I think that somebody should lie in here as we're leaving.
Good idea.
Okay, off you go.
No. And I am just going to choose Eamon. Come on, quick, let's get in. Yes, come on. Come on.
Okay.
How'd you feel about that? Have you ever been in a coffin before?
No, I think, no, I haven't.
It's not the kind of thing you make a habit of, is it?
No.
Are you a bit shocked at that?
Yeah, this is nice.
Okay. We're going to leave you in here, turn off the lights, leave a camera.
Oh, this is...
It's not going to feel nice though, remember,
This
because
is quite cosy.
it's going to...
Eamon, are you happy?
Are you happy to do this?
Yeah, go on, I'll give it a go.
But it'll be quite claustrophobic, so your mind won't like
You
it
okay,
anyway.
Eamon?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, you okay?
Oh, wow.
Are you alright?
Right, come on, let's leave him. Let's go.
You okay?
Yeah, it's not nice. Not nice at all.
Come on, let's go. Now this room, very similar to the last one, is, again, you get a lot of knocking noises, a lot of strange whistling sounds, groaning sounds, but underneath this floor is where the embalming would have been, which I wonder whether that's got a lot to do with the activity that we're getting. Did somebody die in this area? Why is there a lot of activity, do you think?
Somebody may have died here a few hundred years ago, perhaps, but not when it was a funeral parlour, because they came here after they died.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is the point I was making earlier.
Yes, yeah.
So we're looking at a bit further back than that, perhaps.
Yeah.
But there was a young girl that came in to have a photograph done downstairs. About half an hour later, she was found with a throat slit. So that's one person that they've never found the person that did it.
But not here. The body wasn't found here.
No, this was the last place she came, and probably it was a picture for her mother or something like that, and it was a nice place that she came to have that done, so good memories may bring her back here.
And a lot of people have actually picked up on her, haven't they,
Yeah,
through sort of contact
that's right,
boards and so on. They've picked up on her personality and her name.
Mary Jane Langley.
Right, OK. Well, it'd be interesting to see if she comes through this evening, won't it?
Very
I want to turn all the lights off in the building, get cracking straight away. I can hear tapping. I know you can't. I can hear knocking already.
Very easy with this wooden floor, I remember, and the crew just walking around.
Well, there's no one walking around at the moment, though. Everybody's standing
Could be
still.
nice in the building.
Listen. Hang on a minute. There.
Oh, yeah, I
There?
heard two taps there.
Is anybody moving
Listen,
around?
shh, just quiet, just quiet.
It's like the heartbeat sound I got a while ago, isn't it?
So now you can see nobody's moving about. Hello, can you hear me? Let's turn all the lights off in the building. It's starting. Ready?
Before we do that, do we think we should get Eamon out of that coffin?
Why? Coffin's never hurt anyone.
Oh, that's all fair, Fred.
Evil.
I've never been in a coffin before. I don't think I'll get him ever again.
Did you call? Well, yeah. Did you call out?
I did. I didn't hear anything.
Nothing.
But you can't really hear too much in here anyway.
No.
So it really is deadly silent.
Come on.
It was time to turn off all the lights and begin our night vision investigation. Carl, Greg, Stuart and Fred went into the chapel area. Leah, Darren, Greg and myself investigated the back corridors and stairs, whilst Eamon monitored our EVP experiments.
Can you knock 4 times if you can hear me?
Yes. That was 4 knocks, definitely. I heard that clear. Where did you think that came from?
It's around here somewhere.
The trouble is, the first few felt like they came from around this area, but then it seemed to sort of...
It kind of tapers off, doesn't it? But it's quite a... It's like you can almost feel the vibration coming right under your hands when they're knocking. So
but this is what gets me. When we've experienced it, we sort of say it feels like it's coming from underneath.
Yeah.
And a lot of people who've experienced this have said it's come from underneath. But then...
True, that was 3 knocks.
Almost pinpoint you'll go, right, actually, no, it's here.
Yeah.
The strongest part is here. It'll come out the wall.
Yeah.
And that's the... So if you're here, can you... You need to know who you are. It's constantly known. We need to communicate. I tell you what, there's a table in the other room. Why don't you try a seance in there?
Yeah.
What do you reckon, Stu?
Yeah, I'll do it.
When you get scared, then did you not hear that?
What?
Did anybody hear it?
I don't know what you mean.
Coming up the stairs, I just heard.
No, I didn't hear that. Like a groaning voice.
Yeah,
in your,
it's not floorboards or anything like that. It was a.
No.
I wonder if you hear that back in the edit. When you get scared, then when you get scared, then when you get scared, then I was definitely like a human. Coming first.
Can you knock 4 times if it's you, Mary Jane?
4 definite knocks.
Now that... Does that not sound like it's coming from the table?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to find any more activity tonight. Yeah. Good question.
Do you want to ask, or would you rather not?
I'll
From a sceptical point of view?
Yeah, okay. Okay. 2 knocks for yes, please. 1 knock for no. Are we going to have any more activity this evening? Was that 2 knocks for no?
2 knocks. You said 2 knocks for yes, 1 knock for no.
Okay. Can you knock on the walls loudly? What was that?
That was like something on the door, but there's no one there.
No one there would see it.
For the first time tonight, I'm actually starting to feel a bit funny, a bit freaky.
With Eamon at the central hub monitoring everything that was going on, I was keen to find out if we had captured any voice phenomena.
Okay, what have you got?
So this is really interesting. When you went upstairs, when you were just here,
Yeah.
I thought I'd record without any white noise. It's always a good way to see if there is anything really active that doesn't require any kind of extra energy. So here's the recording, and I want to highlight this waveform here. That's you saying hello.
Yeah.
And that's your response here. So have a listen to this. So this was just talking. So we're just about to hear you say hello, and then you get a strong yes.
Oh.
So
Wow.
that's not a bad start, really. I'm going to
Wow.
see what else we can.
Wow,
we can
that's
get.
great. That's really
That's a
great.
really good one. So I'll play that again. That was a really good. This is when you went upstairs.
Okay.
And I thought I'll record you guys asking questions.
Oh, I see. So you
I
can
caught
just
Yvette.
about hear
Just-
us upstairs.
Just picking up Yvette. You can hear. She's actually quite distant on here.
Yeah.
But the response.
Is clear.
Yeah, basically.
I
You
wa-
say hello and we get a yes.
I wonder if it means that they're channeling all their energy into here rather than making the noises where we are.
Or whatever, however we're picking it up, it doesn't need a spot. It's just there. It's in the whole of the ether. And
Yeah.
We just happen to be tapping into it.
Yeah.
We can't hear it.
Yeah.
But whatever, that whatever you're picking up on, it's interacting with.
Yeah, well, this is it, and I think what I'm going to do is I'll probably spend most of my time in here just while everybody's asking questions. I'll see
Yeah.
what kind of responses
That would
I
be
can
brilliant,
get.
yeah.
And if I get anything else interesting, I'll give you guys a shout.
Great.
Brilliant.
Let's go and get the
So-
others, and then we'll swap over.
With voices coming through, I knew we could get more, so I left Eamon in charge and joined Carl. He'd seemed to have made contact with an entity that was keen to give us information. By using the Ouija board, we could hopefully find out who or what was talking to us.
So this is where you were with Fred and everyone?
Exactly where we were, Glenn, myself and Fred and Stuart, and we heard the knocks, but they were coming from the table, not from the floor.
Was that-
We did hear knocks coming from the floor.
No, that was Lee's feet.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. Touch your feet to my feet.
Oh, who's that for?
Just put your...
Glenn, put your feet like this.
What was that, Carl?
What was that?
Knock again.
Over here.
No, it's from the front door.
It's funny, we're hearing knocks, but we're all hearing them from different areas.
Yeah. There's the tapping behind Leah.
What the It was actually underneath me.
Did you feel it?
I don't know, because I'm too scared to feel anything.
It's Mary Jane, isn't it? Mary Jane, is that you?
It's underneath my feet.
This
and
is
I'm
what we
not
had before.
joking. It's actually under my feet.
This is what I was saying before.
It's really scary me. Can I look on the floor?
Yep.
And can I just move my feet? I'm putting my feet on the table. This is... It's underneath.
I heard that.
Yeah.
It is actually vibrating.
Move it back.
What's vibrating, Leah?
I don't know, it's just something underneath me. Whatever is banging underneath
It's
my
like you
chair.
can feel the floorboards vibrating.
Yeah, I can feel it. I know it sounds funny, I can actually feel it on my bum because it's on my chair.
Mary Jane, I've got to ask, who killed you? Do you have his name, Mary Jane?
D. E.
You're knocking.
Yeah. Can't move the glass for some odd reason.
It's like something stopping the glass from
Yeah.
D-E-D was that?
Or D-E-E.
Deem?
Oh well, that's who. Yeah, that's one.
Was
of the,
it?
One of the suspect. Well,
Really?
Well, if it carries on,
Dean.
there's more to it than just that. But there's.
I'm going to put my fingers like this to weight it down, but I'm obviously not moving it. Deem I. That doesn't work. N. Demon. Oh.
So I'm actually hardly touching this.
Yeah, I'm
glass
hardly
at all.
touching it.
Demon. Deeming.
Was it Frederick Deeming?
It's a tapping again.
Tapping. Can you just answer yes on the board? Was it Frederick Deeming? Yes.
Did he kill others?
You know more questions.
I know, and there's one I want to ask.
Go on then.
Okay. Was he Jack the Ripper? Oh, okay, he was. Did you die in 1892?
No.
Did you die in 1871? Did you die in 1891?
Is that correct?
Yeah. That's why I took my finger off when it started to move.
Okay.
How many people did he kill? Was it just you? How many people did he kill? 8 people.
Do you need help? Oh. Oh, lovely. Why do you need help?
Oh, question you were asked earlier. Is he still here with you? Is he around you?
No, that's so sad.
Is this because no one's heard your voice? Is that why he's still here? He can't move on and you can't? Because no one's heard your voice?
What do you mean?
Well, if it's always been seen as an unsolved crime, but because the police made such a bodge up of the investigation, that apparently the only piece of evidence they took to court with them was a twig that they measured his boot print with.
Right.
So it was thrown out. There was no case to answer to, and so her voice, because she was murdered, was never heard. And I think that's gone through history. And if she's saying he did kill her, I know there's not a lot we can do legally on a Ouija board. We can't, but.
Can we not help you? Can we not do something? Surely, now, can we not send you?
He can't hurt you again.
He can't hurt you, but can we not just help you cross over? We can do that. We can do that now.
After helping the alleged spirit of Mary Jane Langley to cross over, I decided that Stuart and Carl should join me in the hayloft area where the ghost of a man has been seen crawling along the floor. The atmosphere was beginning to change, and it wasn't for the better.
I feel really nervous. I feel like I've not been comfortable here since the moment we set foot in this place.
Are you annoyed at something, or?
I'm not, no, it's just this feeling of I'm not comfortable and I feel something's going to happen. I don't know what it is. I think there's something nasty.
I felt that there was something negative. Ooh, I can feel that under my feet. Do you mean us harm? Who are you? Are you a murderer?
Oh, I think you've just hit the nail on the head.
What?
I'm not psychic, as you know. When you just said that, something's just hit me.
What?
Well, what do we do on the Ouija board?
Picked up on the murderer.
Jack the Ripper?
Jack the Ripper?
No, the guy who's
What's
been
his
named
name?
as Frederick Bailey Deeming.
Is that you, Frederick? Ah, you don't like it, do you? Because we've named you, we've outed you. Murderer?
Oh. There was 2 there. There was a huge one in here and one in there at exactly the same time.
Well, that's why I panned. That's why I panned over there, Carl.
Yeah, there was 2. There was 2 exactly the same time.
That one did. That's why I panned to that direction near the coffin, because it was distant. If you're here, please do something else for us rather than tap on the floor.
That's the coffin.
That is the coffin.
Put your hand on the coffin.
That's the coffin. Yes.
Wow.
Oh, I know.
What?
You can actually feel.
Yeah.
You can actually feel that through your hand. Yeah.
What you say? Oh, I don't feel it.
Do you want the lid on your Carl?
Yeah, go on.
Would you like that on? Yvette, you hold the camera. I'll do that.
Okay.
Right?
Listen, listen. That's the coffin.
Coming from the coffin.
Listen, can you hear it?
Yeah.
Can you hear this?
Yeah.
Okay, Frederick. Do your worst, you
Happy?
Very far from happy, mate, but...
Right.
Just make sure you can take this off if I...
Yeah. It's on.
Can you hear my voice, Frederick? If you can, then please make a noise. Oh,
I think you can hear it, yes.
no, I've got
No.
my hand flat on the coffin and we can feel scratching and tapping.
I'm hearing like a rubbing sound on the lid. Oh, Frederick. Can you hear that sound?
Yeah. You alright? You okay? What happened?
Did anyone speak then?
No.
No one said a word, Carl. No one said a word.
What did you get? What did you hear?
I'm not doing that.
What did you hear?
I just something in there. None of you was close there and said out.
We were literally on the coffin, but we weren't. We never said a word.
Like it was like on the lid, and it went out, as clear as day, as clear as day.
No,
That's not right.
we never heard anything.
No,
Just
we
the
did
scratching. Just the scratching.
Do you reckon we got that on camera, Stuart?
We would have done, yes. Yep. Who's that?
What's happened? Oh,
It's okay. It's all right.
you alright?
It's fine.
We just had Carl went in the coffin, and there's we caught on camera scratching noises.
Where's Carl gone?
You know when you let your arms down like that, you
Yeah.
can't physically do that. Right where his head was, there was scratching noises and tapping, and we caught it on camera.
But then something in there said out, and I thought it was Stuart, with his face close to the
Coffin lid.
coffin lid, and it was just freaked me the crap out, and I had to get out of there because there was something in that coffin with me. There's hardly enough room for me in there.
Did you say Fredrickson was his name? The killer?
Frederick Bailey Deeming is the person, and I said to him, if it is you, do your worst, and I.
Isn't it interesting? You come to a place like this and
Mate, the whole floor bounced.
what, before Leah moved? And
Yeah,
Carl?
yeah.
Yeah, I
That's what
felt
made
it
them
underneath my foot.
I've just got Carl jumping. Why, I don't know. Why did you, Carl?
No, I
felt like the
physically
floor
felt
physically
that.
pushed it.
You felt it.
I didn't feel it under me. I felt it coming from there, and then these two moves almost immediately
The
afterwards.
floor seemed like it raised.
Yes.
And something grabbed hold of my arm at the same time, and
Right.
but the floor seemed to, and in my mind I'm probably exaggerating it, but it seemed to come up a good 6 inches.
Yeah.
It was that.
That's
Yeah?
exactly what.
What do you
Well,
make
I
to
felt-
that then, Glenn?
That is, well, it's remarkable.
As remarkable as this was, none of us had any idea what was about to happen. But first, one of us had to go it alone in the refrigeration room. But who?
Right, I have come up with a plan, and you're not going to like it, but I think it's a really good plan. I would like somebody to pick a piece of paper. Whoever has got a piece of paper with a black spot on it is the person that has to go and spend some time on their own in a very dark room. It's the refrigeration room on an embalming table where hundreds and hundreds of bodies would have been laid out, and you have to go, and it's haunted, you have to spend some time in there. So I'm going to pick the first piece of paper. Please don't let it be me. It's not me.
No, it's not me.
Okay.
Yes! Fred, that's great. I mean, that's awful. OK, Fred, so if you go off on your own now, good luck, enjoy,
Okay.
and the rest of us, I think, will split up and start our vigils.
Let's hope we pick up some nice demons.
I don't think he's going to survive the night. Bless you.
I'm glad it wasn't me.
Meanwhile, Carl and Stuart seem to be drawn back to the corridors and stairs. Would whatever had frightened Carl make itself known to Fred?
Now I'm off to the room where the bodies were stored, and we'll see what happens in here when I call out for a few things. Well, this is the table, by the looks of it, where they were laid out. It's very dark in here.
Oh, they locked off cameras in the corner.
So cold.
Just as soon as you walk into this place, it's a bit...
funny, isn't it? You know, when you come in these places, when you come in en masse, it's not too bad.
Already? What is that?
To be honest, that actually...
That's downstairs,
I
isn't
can't
it?
tell where that's coming from, if the truth was to be known.
Get down these stairs.
Lift camera.
This...
That's my shadow.
No, that's down there, Stu.
It is. Yeah, I think you're right there, pal. Go on.
Oh, crying out loud.
What? So,
I just saw that there's a dark shape there, and it's the coffin lid. I actually...
Oh, yes. I see. If you're coming down on your own without one of these cameras, you'd think it was someone stood there.
How are you feeling down this, Stu?
Well, if I'm going to be totally honest, I don't feel too good. Hang on. That's upstairs, Carl.
No, that's downstairs, mate.
No, it's upstairs.
This is what gets me with this. I would...
Ask out.
That's just what I feel. Is there any spirit here? Please, can you make a sound? Not once for yes. Sorry, once for no, twice for yes. Do you want us here?
Did you hear something then?
That was a knock.
No,
that was downstairs.
It was a bang.
Yeah.
It was a slight bang. Did you hear
Downstairs,
that?
Yeah, that was downstairs. Where do you think it was from?
I don't know. I just heard a knock.
Conjuro vos santanas plaudire. Come forward and see me. Let me prove to them all that you're there. A lot of people don't believe in you. Show yourself or do something to prove you're here. To prove that you are around, really. What was that? Well, if that's you, you certainly showed yourself then. Can you do that again? It's getting very, very, very hot in here now. I'm gonna have to close this down. I'm gonna close this down now. I'm going back out.
Right, Stu.
So do your absolute worst. We don't mind. Leave everyone else alone. But come and get me and Carl.
Crying out loud, it's gone cold. Really cold in here quickly when you said that. Hello?
I think you're right, Carl.
What a small room. It's horrible in here.
So it must have just been this whole area at the bottom without the stairs.
Yeah, embalming. Is there any spirit here? Listen to those noises, listen to those bangs.
I can hear that. That's coming from upstairs, would you say?
We've got a lock-off camera right at the top.
Do something to one of us. Give Carl a slap round the face. So we know you're here. Give him a good hard slap. We're not frightened of you. I'm not. Nor's Carl.
No.
What? No, what?
I'm not frightened of you.
No.
I need to talk to you about the slap thing.
Well, we've got to do it. It's just one of the things that has to be done.
Well, isn't the conversation...
All right, slap both of us
slap
then.
me around the face, not me as in me, but when you're saying it, me.
Well, you might slap me.
'Cause-
Might be reverse psychology. I'm acting as the bully now, aren't I? Slap Carl, it might slap me. If that makes sense. I know what I'm talking about. You might not, but I do.
No, I'm with you.
Listen, every time we go off on our own and we do our thing and we call out and we say bad things, I won't repeat it on camera, things do happen.
They do.
Not every time, but 99% of the time, things will go down. And that's what we're hoping for now.
Oh, see how you feeling now?
Just take the camera off me, mate.
Yeah, but how are you feeling? You've been out of breath. Yeah, the trouble is, I'm out of breath, but it's not because I'm unfit, it's just this, it takes the wind out of you, this place. You right, man?
Yeah.
What
This
were
is
those
how I
sounds?
felt. This
What
is
were
how I
those
felt.
knocks?
That's coming from upstairs.
Dragon sound, there's a dragon sound.
Upstairs, quick, go on. Quick, go.
I'm going as fast as I can, I can't see anything.
Hello?
Is anyone up there?
Yvette, are you there? Hello?
Just panning the camera.
Definitely heard. It sounded to me
We
like
got the
a
lock
drag,
off, so we'll see anything.
like something's being pulled, dragged or pushed. I can't see a thing, mate. You're my eyes.
I can't.
Yeah, let me have the camera.
All I can see is shadow.
Where? Where's the shadow?
Because otherwise this makes a noise. That
Okay.
top bit.
It's just our
It's our
shadow.
shadows,
Yeah. Just the infrared. Right, you tell me what you heard.
I heard it was like a short dragging sound. And the trouble is, I know we're in a.
Let me just sit down a sec. I need to get my breath. Go on.
I know we're in a funeral parlour, but I want to say it's like a body or a coffin or something across the floor.
Yeah, but there is a coffin here, though.
But that's downstairs. It wasn't right above us. It was definitely up here. God, yeah, this place is freaking me out. Shall we get back? Because you're not in a good state. I'm not in a good state.
No, I'm getting my chest are getting more and more tighter now.
Come on, mate. I'm calling this. I'm going to take this. You can't.
What are we doing? Are we going on?
No, I think we should get back. Yeah. You're not in a good state.
Come on, let's go. Let's go.
It was only until we got into the edit that we discovered what that dragging noise was.
Dragon sound. There's a dragon sound.
Upstairs, quick. That's coming from upstairs.
Dragon sound. There's a dragon sound.
Upstairs, quick.
This footage has been carefully analysed, and what we can say is that there doesn't seem to be a logical explanation for this strange occurrence. Could it be the building vibrating from a passing vehicle, as has been suggested, or is it paranormal? You decide. Our EVP experiments seem to have been successful, and Eamon was keen to show me the results.
Okay, what did we get?
Right, well, we got some really good voices actually that came through. This was interesting because when Fred was asking questions earlier, we got something saying, "Say what you want to me."
Oh,
That's quite interesting.
really interesting. That's just
So that obviously links up with Fred. When he was on his own and we've left the
in the
recorders
refrigeration
going.
room.
A lot of people don't believe in you. Show yourself or do something to prove you're here. A lot of people don't believe in you. Show yourself or do something to prove you're here.
Play it to me again.
So that's quite interesting, that.
Interesting. That's totally freaky. That's amazing.
That is.
An exceptional night in an exceptional building. We had made contact with the alleged spirit of Mary Jane Langley. Fred Batt had summoned something dark and terrifying, and we had caught a chair moving on its own. What a night.
Was he Jack the Ripper?
When you get scared, then did you not hear that?
What was that?
I don't know because I'm too scared to feel anything.
Oh, Frederick, do your worst.
It's getting very, very, very hot in here now.
It's underneath my feet.
This
and
is
I'm
what we
not
had before.
Joking.
That was amazing. The whole floor bounced.
What the? It was actually underneath me.
Dragon tail, Mr. Dragon tail.
Until next time, sleep tight.
Leave a message as you go.